Olafur Eliasson is a prominent figure in the contemporary art world. He has long been celebrated for his innovative and thought-provoking installations that blur the boundaries between art, science, and the environment. His artworks continue to captivate audiences worldwide for his renowned ability to surprise and engage. Eliasson has exhibited his projects in prestigious museums and art events, offering a fresh exploration of perception and alternative ways of understanding. He plays with lights, colors, and emotions, touching people's feelings and blurring the traditional boundaries between artist and audience, inviting individuals to question their roles as both creators and receivers of art. And that is what makes him extremely unique. He was born in Copenhagen in 1967 to Icelandic immigrant parents, from whom he received a cultural heritage that still shapes his artistic thinking in matters of nature, light, space, and responsibility. 1987 represents a turning point in Olafur's life. He moves to Iceland to take care of his 2-year-old half-sister, after the hospitalization of his father for alcoholism, and the suicide of his grandfather. Olafur Eliasson attended the Royal Danish Academy of Art in Copenhagen. He stated, "Applying to art school was a lovely way for me to disconnect. Once I got there, I realized that art is about connecting. Instead of stepping out of the world, I was stepping right into the heart of it. This was a revelation for me. I thought it was only about being a good artist, so that my father would like me. But it was more about shaping the world." He is now based in Berlin, where, in 1995, founded his studio, which he considers more like an interdisciplinary laboratory in which lots of creative and scientific minds from different cultural backgrounds create and collaborate. Eliasson's art comes from 3 particularly important interests: his concern with nature, shaped by his cultural background living in Denmark and Iceland, his research into geometry, and his occurring investigations into how we perceive, feel, and think the world. In his spectacular large-scale projects he is famous for, we can remember the Green River. The project consisted in painting 6 green different rivers around the world and the weather project for the Tate Modern in London. Eliasson is always about sharing an experience. There is a socializing connection between his artworks and the public. The connection between them originates the experience.
And what a waterfall can do is simply add an element of temporal quality, an element of inclusivity, you could say, an element for possibility to share an experience. And this, I think, not only creates a strong experience, but also actually helps you to investigate the rules in which the space is entangled.
Olafur Eliasson's project at Versailles in 2016 was a highly anticipated and influential exhibition. This was a testament to his ability to engage with historical contexts, while pushing artistic boundaries, aiming to create a dialogue between the past and the present, inviting visitors to experience Versailles in a new and unexpected way. Eliasson successfully left an indelible mark, solidifying his position as a leading figure in contemporary art. One of the most iconic installations was titled Waterfall. A massive waterfall was positioned in the Grand Canal, a stunning water feature in the gardens of Versailles. This artificial waterfall, cascading against the backdrop of the perfectly manicured palace's garden, challenged the intersection of natural beauty and man-made beauty. His recent projects continue to push the envelope and captivate audiences worldwide. One of Eliasson's recent projects that garnered significant attention is Ice Watch. In December 2018, Eliasson transported 30 blocks of glacial ice from Greenland to London and arranged them in a clock-like formation outside the Tate Modern Museum. The installation aimed to create a tangible and visceral experience of climate change, as the ice blocks slowly melted over time. By bringing a piece of the distant Arctic to an urban environment, Eliasson confronted viewers with the urgent reality of melting ice caps and rising sea levels. Ice Watch succeeded in provoking a visceral response, reminding us of the fragility of our planet and the need for immediate action. Olafur Eliasson's project in London, titled In Real Life, was a major exhibition held at the Tate Modern in 2019. Installations, sculptures, and immersive environments were all designed to engage the viewer's senses and encourage active participation. One of the standout installations was titled Your Blind Passenger, and consisted of a darkened corridor lined with a fine mist that reduced visibility. This was a disorienting environment that forced visitors to rely on senses beyond sight, heightening their awareness of their surroundings. By removing the reliance on visual cues, Eliasson created an immersive and introspective space that encouraged contemplation and reflection. This is the perfect example of a fresh way to experience the museum, by creating a multisensory journey, challenging the traditional gallery space, leaving a lasting impact on visitors. In real life, highlights Eliasson's ability to merge art, science, and environmental concerns into an impactful experience. Reviewing his international presence from the last few years, two showcases are undeniably worth the mention: Orizzonti Tremanti, at Castello of Rivoli, and Nel suo tempo held at Palazzo Strozzi. Both took place in Italy, respectively in Turin and Florence. The first exhibit in Turin consisted of 6 immersive artworks resembling optical devices, fluid forms in motion, and optical illusions created through mirrors and light projections. The artworks evoke panoramic or landscape spaces that appear larger than the physical location in which they are displayed, creating an environment without physical boundaries, in which the visitor can immerse themselves, such as Navigation Star for Utopia. The installation that first led the travelers into the very well-thought Olafur's emotional journey through Castello of Rivoli. Nel suo tempo is the result of Olafur Eliasson's direct work on the spaces of Palazzo Strozzi. The artist engages with all the Renaissance environments, from the courtyard to the Piano Nobile and the Strozzina, creating an immersive journey between new installations and historical artworks that make use of elements such as color, water, and light to interact with our senses and the Renaissance spaces. The architectural, historical, and symbolic context of the palace is thus reimagined, highlighting the role of the public as an integral part of the artworks. Olafur Eliasson is still very active in the art scene, managing multiple ways of connecting with people around the world. He managed to build this hybrid artistic figure, in which he presents himself to the audience. His works straddle architecture, food, education, design, and sustainability, various interests that continue to motivate his art today. As he says, artistic thinking is based on constant awareness of potentiality, of the idea that reality is malleable, relative, and that, through my actions, I can affect and change the world. Art can touch people deeply. Experience isn't just in the head, it's embodied.